Shalom Aleichem, everyone. Welcome to our opportunity to dive into our Hebrew lessons and to continue to learn and grow with learning Hebrew. We're in the book Shalom Aleichem by Noah Golinkin, and we are going to be in Unit 4, which is going to be beginning on page 27. So I pray that everybody's doing well. I know that many of you have indicated that you're able to read Hebrew now, getting better and better. I know that I believe it was Hepzibah who called and let Keturah know that she could read the Shalom Aleichem song. And so that's very exciting. So we're going to dive right into this because if we're able to get through our lesson, we're going to try our skills at reading some Hebrew out of our Siddur. I like to do that because I like to show you that that you can do it and give you a little confidence as you are starting to read. So let's look at page 27, Unit 4. Look at our word up there that with the two arrows. We're going to attempt to learn how to read that word. The letter inside the box that we're going to learn here at this juncture is the Dalet. The word Dalet literally means door. That's what the word Dalet means. And if you look at the Dalet, you will notice that it looks a bit like a resh. So when this is one of those letters that's potentially confusing with a resh. When you see it in print, sometimes it can look like a resh, and it takes sometimes a discerning eye, depending on the the way it's printed. So with respect to that, I want you to look. Let's see. I'm going to give you an example. So look at the Dalet there inside the box. Obviously, the Dalet makes a D sound like dog or donut or what have you. But look on page 26 of your book. Look at the third line, the first word, which is Yerushalayim. The second letter of Yerushalayim is a resh. That makes the R sound, right? So look at the resh. Now look at the Dalet. So what's the difference? How do you know the difference? Well, the difference really is very subtle. The resh is more rounded at the connection point, at the corner, the upper right connection point. We'll call it the angle point if you want. And the Dalet has it comes past the connection point a little bit. It almost looks like it almost looks. If you think about like a T, if you had a letter T, but you move the vertical line almost all the way to the right, not quite, but almost. And so you lack that little perfect rounding. It's a very subtle difference. You'll get used to it as you look at it in print and so forth. So for now, we're going to just look at the Dalet, and we're going to practice on page 27. So line 1 is de, like D, okay? And then we have the next D, day, de, da, do, do, okay? So let's look at this again. Line 1, de, D, day, de, da, do, do. Line 2, D, dich, dil, dim, din, dir, dit, dish. Line 2, D, dich, dil, dim, din, dir, dit, dish. Line 3 would be dish, dish, adish, hadish. Okay, look at line 3 yet again. Dish, 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 adish, adish, hadish. Line 4 would be do, duch, dul, doom, dun, dur, doot, douche. Line 4 again. Do, duch, dul, doom, dun, dur, doot, douche. Okay. So line 5 would be douche, 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 e-douche, e-douche, he-douche. Line 5 again. Douche, 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 e-douche, e-douche, he-douche. Line 6 would be do, doch, dol, dome, don, door, dote, dosh. Line 6 again. Do, doch, dol, dome, don, door, dote, dosh. Line 7 would be dosh, dosh, adosh, adosh, hadosh. Okay. So we're going to turn the page. Go ahead and turn the page to page 28. And we're going to have here another letter inside the box. This is, for some reason, I don't know why, this is one of my favorite letters. I have no idea why. For some reason, I like the way it looks. But it's the letter Kaph. And it makes a K sound. K like Kellogg. So this is the letter Kaph. Okay. And it's pretty straightforward. So again, we're going to just begin in line 1. And that letter makes a K sound. So therefore, in line 1, it is ki, ki, K, K, Ke, Ka, Ka, Ko, Ko, Ku, Ku. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump to line 2. Line 2 would be Kal, Kam, Kan, Kar, Kash, Kat, Kad. Let's do line 2 again and notice I'm gonna highlight the two letters that look similar, okay? So line 2 is Kal, Kam, Kan, Kar. This is with the resh, Kar. Kash, Kat, Kad. So you see that last letter is a Dalet. Looks very similar to the resh. It's just going to take a little getting used to for you to look at that, okay? So line 3, Kad, 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 Ka, Dish, Kadish. Okay? Line 4, Kid, 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 Ki, Douche, Kiddush. Okay? Like Kiddush. Kiddush is Kiddush. Okay? Line 5, Kal, Kam, Kan, Kar, Kash, Kot, Kad. Okay. All right. So line 6. Okay. Kaddish, Kaddish, Kiddush, Kiddush. Okay. Line 7. Kod, 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 Kadosh, Kadosh. Kadosh is a word that means holy. Okay. Fortunately, by the way, as far as this is a little pause here, as far as Hebrew letters go, this is the only Hebrew letter. I know that's going to take a minute for you guys to kind of get used to. Well, I was going to say this is the only Hebrew letter that looks kind of similar to one another, the Resh and the Dalet, but actually the Vav and the Zayin can look similar as well. We'll come to that. But it's listen, you'll get used to it. Don't let it bother you too bad. It'll just be pretty simple for you to get used to it. So let's see. Line 8. Line 8 is Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. So Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh is holy, holy, holy. Okay. Line 9 would be HaKadosh, HaKadosh, HaKadosh. Remember, when you add Ha to it, it's the word the, so it's the holy. Okay, HaKadosh, HaKadosh, HaKadosh. Okay. Line 10 would be HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Okay. HaKadosh Baruch Hu translates the Holy One, blessed is He. Okay. It's not an exact, precise translation, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu is what that means. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is one of the ways in which we refer to Hashem. Okay. So line 10 again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay. So line 11, we have Barkuni Le Shalom Malake HaShalom Malake Elyon. Line 12 would be Mi Melech Malke HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is what's being written here, or what we just read here, is the third verse from the Shalom Aleichem song. In fact, just look at your Siddur real quick. Look at the Shalom Aleichem song. If you don't have a Siddur, somebody doesn't have a Siddur, so therefore you could look at this same thing on page 1 of your book, which would begin on, if you're on page 1, which would be line 5 and 6. Okay. But if you have your Siddur, you just look at the Siddur, and it reads, Barkuni Le Shalom Malake HaShalom Malake Elyon Mi Melech Malake HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now look at the Siddur there, because the print on the Siddur is a little different than the print in the book. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me send the troll to the place where there is wailing and gnashing of teeth. There we go. All right. So if you look at the print in the book, look at the word HaKadosh, which is the third word on that second line. Look at the letter Dalet and see how it's written a little bit different, printed a little different in the Siddur. I think it's a little bit easier to read, maybe, but it's a very slight. Now look at the resh in the word Baruch. The resh curves around at the top, whereas the Dalet does not. It's more of a straight edge. So just train your eye to notice the difference there. Okay. All right, Baruch HaShem. So let's go to the next page, page 29, and we're going to learn a new letter. We're going to be looking at a new word. Okay. So inside the box, the letter is the Zadi. This is a unique sound. We don't really have this sound in English. It's going to sound more or less like a Z, but it's actually like a sound, like tzit. So that's why you have the TZ there, because it is like a Z basically. But there's a little difference, a little nuance. You put a little tz on the tz, on the front end of it. Okay, so you have tzitzit, zadik, tzedakah. You got kind of the way I think about it is you kind of force a little air between your teeth when you're trying to make a Z sound. Okay, zadik, tzitzit, tzedakah. Okay, so that's the way to say it. More al dente. I'll go with that, Seth. That sounds much more romantic. So we have, therefore, on line 1, you would say zi, zi, ze, 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 za, za, zo, zo, zu, zu. Okay. Remember, just practice that z. So instead of saying zeet zeet, it's not really zeet zeet. Like think about the tassels that men wear. It's not zeet zeet. It's zit zit, sit zit, sit zit. Okay. It's not zadaka, like we would say in English, zadaka. It's zadaka, zadaka. It's like you got to say that like that. Okay. Think about like you're an Italian Jew. I don't know. So here we go. Line 2 would be ze, ze, zed, zech, zel, zem, zen, zen. Okay. Line 3 would be ze, zech, zer, zesh, zet. Okay. Line 4 would be ze, 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 techem, zetchem. Okay. Or you could say zetechem. Okay. So line 5 would be ze, 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 techem, ze, techem, ze, techem. Okay. So in this case, let's go back up to the word there on line 4 where you have the apostrophe. So you have the sheva beneath the tav. So, and then before that, you have a letter. If that ayin wasn't there, if the aleph wasn't there, then it would be zet. Since the aleph is there, we're going to say ze techem. It becomes a 3-syllable word at this point. So it's ze techem. Ze techem. So, and remember, as I told you, I think it was last week I mentioned this, that when you're speaking Hebrew, it's on the accent is almost always at the end of the word. So zetechem, it's not zetechem, it's zetechem. So here it's zetechem. Okay. So let's jump back down to line 6. Zetechem le shalom, malache hashalom, malache elyon. Mi melech malche hamelachim hakadosh Baruch Hu. So what we just read there, line 6 and 7, is the last verse of the Shalom Aleichem song. May your going be in peace. That's the word zetekim is built from the root of like an exit. You're going out. You're leaving. Okay. So again, looking at the Shalom Aleichem song in your Siddur, you can look at the very last verse of the Shalom Aleichem song, and now you can read it. Zetekem le shalom, malache hashalom, malache elyon. Mi melech malache ha-melachim, hakadosh Baruch Hu. Okay? So that word is zetekem. So let's go just really quickly. Let's look at the Shalom Aleichem song in your Siddur on page 354 or the Women's Siddur 338. Or if you don't have that Siddur, you can look at your book on page 1. And we're going to be looking at the first word of each verse. Okay? Just looking at the first word of each verse. So the first word of verse 1 is shalom. Okay. Now, everybody say the second word of, or excuse me, pardon me. Say the first word of the second verse. Everybody say that out loud. That's right. It's boachem. Okay. And yes, I can hear you. Now, everybody say the first word of the third verse. Right. Very good. It's barkuni. Okay. And now we come to the first word of the last verse we just got through practicing, which is, say it. Everybody say it. Right. It is zetechem. Okay. So there we go. We've now learned that, and we might as well go ahead and look at the bottom of our page 29, line 1. Shalom Aleichem Malakei Hasharet. Line 3. Boakem le Shalom Malakei Hashalom. Line 5. Barkuni le Shalom Malakei Hashalom. Line 7. Zetekem le Shalom Malakei Hashalom. Very good. By the way, I noticed at the bottom, I didn't see this before, but it says it's giving you the pronunciation of the Zadi. It's like in the word mitzvah. So how we say, we don't really, again, sometimes us Americans, especially here in Texas, we kind of say, mitzvah. It's a mitzvah. That's a mitzvah if you do that. Okay. It's nothing wrong with that. But actually the proper pronunciation is mitzvah. It's a mitzvah. Instead of a mitzvah, it's mitzvah. So just little nuance difference when you're talking about pronunciations. All right, so let's now turn to page 30. And page 30. So let's look at this song, and then I'm going to play a version of the Shalom Aleichem song, just because we can. And we're going to let you sing along with it. Where is that? Sorry for the delay. Shalom Aleichem. There we go. All right, we'll come to this in a second. This is a particular version of the Shalom Aleichem that you're probably not used to, but I like it. And I think it's an easy song to be able to read along, sing along with. Okay. All right. So page 30. And here we go with the reading of the entire song. Okay. Just read along with me. I'm just going to read it straight through. You just read along with me. I'll do it at a slower pace. Okay. Shalom Aleichem Malakei Hasharet Malakei Elyon Mi Melech Malkei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boakim LeShalom Malakei HaShalom Malakei Elyon Mi Melech Malkei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Barkuni LeShalom Malakei HaShalom Malakei Elyon Mi Melech Malkei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Zetekem LeShalom Malakei HaShalom Malakei Elyon Mi Melech Malkei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All right, very good. So I'm going to play this song, and I pray it comes across okay playing this way. I'm just going to play it from my phone. Hopefully you can hear it. If you can hear it okay, let me know in the comments. But anyway, I want you to hear it. That way you can sing along with it. I'm not going to sing, so don't worry. But you can sing along with it. I'm going to be quiet while the song plays. And you can just hear the music and sing along on page 30 and read. Don't, pay attention to reading as you're singing. So as to be part of your practice here. Okay. So here we go. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Malachi HaSharem. Malachi HaSharem. Malachi Elyon. Melech. Malachi HaMachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom. Malachi HaShalom. Malachi HaShalom. Malachi Elyon. Melech. Malachi HaMachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Shalom. Malachi HaShalom. Malachi HaShalom. Malachi Elyon. Melech. Malachi HaMachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzitchem Shalom. Malachi HaShalom. Malachi HaShalom. Malachi Elyon. Melech. Malachi HaMachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem.
Awesome. All right. Was that helpful? Hope everybody can hear that. That was Brian Shamash, and that is our personal favorite version. There's many versions of Shalom Aleichem. That happens to be our personal. So, personal favorite. All right, Baruch HaShem. So now you can look, man. Look what you just did. You just pardon me for saying man. Look what you just did. You just there's no English. You just read the song and sang along with it, or listened to it being sung, and so there you go. It's amazing how far you've come. So let's go ahead and we're going to complete the next 3 pages, and should give us some time to do another little exercise. It's going to be fun. Okay. The good thing about that particular version, by the way, because Rebbetzin just said it's not too slow or too fast. The other thing I like about it as well is just because of the way he sings it, he repeats a couple of the words. He kind of repeats it, so it kind of gives you a chance to kind of like really be able to sing it and to read it, because you're kind of repeating the line. So that's nice. It's a nice version as well. All right, so let's look at page 31. Okay, you can look him up. Somebody asked if I can send you the song. You can look him up, Brian Shamash. Look at your favorite streaming app, Pandora or Apple Play or something like that. You should be able, or maybe probably even YouTube. You probably look him up on YouTube. Brian Shamash. You can look him up there. So look at page 31, and we're going to look at the alphabet summary. Okay. So the first letter is the Aleph. And we're just going to read the lines. U, O, O, A, E, A, E. Remember, the letter Aleph is a silent letter. The next letter is Ayin. It's also a silent letter. It has no sound. Okay. U, O, O, A, E, E, E. By the way, let me tell you something really quickly. This is a Torah moment. I got through saying that the Aleph and the Ayin are both silent letters. They make no sound. So in the garden, it's very wrongly believed that Adam and Eve were actually completely naked in the garden prior to the fall. It wasn't that they were naked; they were actually clothed in light. And then after they sinned, they realized they were naked because the light had gone. And all they were left with was just their skin, no clothing. Interestingly, the word for light in Hebrew is or, and the word for skin in Hebrew is or. The difference between the two words is or is written with a aleph, which is aleph is a letter that's symbolic of God. And the word for skin is written with an ayin, which is a symbolic of a fall. So it's the same sound, or, but the only difference is one is elevated and one is lessened. So let's go to the third letter, which is the hey. And so this makes an H sound. So we have who, ho, ho, ha, he, hey, hey. Okay. The next letter is the beit. Remember, with the dalet in the middle, it makes a b sound, like a b or bubble. So it's boo, bo, ba, be, be, be. Next letter is the dalet. Makes a d sound, d sound. Do, do, da, d, day. The next letter is the lamed, an L sound. Lo, la, li, le. The kuf makes a K sound. Ku, ko, ka, ki, k. Now we have the resh, makes an R sound. Ru, ro, ra, re, re. Okay. Now we have the sheen, makes a sh sound. Shu, sho, sha, she, she, she. Okay. Now we have the tav. The tav without the dot makes a T sound. The tav with the dot makes a T sound. Why one, why the other? Probably in antiquity, it might have been a different nuance, but nevertheless, they make the same sound. Tu, to, ta, ti, te. So we have the tav with the dot in the middle, still the same sound. Tu, to, ta, ti, te. Now we have the Kaph, which makes that guttural bach sound. Hu, ho, ha, ki, he. The mim makes an M sound, like Mordecai. Mu, mo, ma, me, me. The noon makes an N sound. Nu, no, na, ni, ne. And then we have finally the Zadi, which makes the sound zu, zu, zo, zo, za, za, zi, zi, ze, ze, ze. All right. Now we turn the page to page 32. And inside the box there, we have the Tav. So let's see, page 17. Well, I don't remember why they... Well, it's not really... I guess it's a reintroduction. I'm not really sure why they have put it in here, but okay. It's a reintroduction. So we already know this letter, the Tav. We just went over it. So let's... we're going to be looking at this phrase at the top, Baruch Atah Adonai. Okay, so let's do line 1 on page 32. Ta, ta, to, to, tu, tu, te, 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 ti, ti. Okay, line 2. Ta, ta, to, to, tu, tu, te, 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 ti, ti. Okay. Line 3. Shabbat, notain, ot, he, oto, otanu. Okay. Those are all words, by the way. You can make a notation and look those up later. We're not going to take the time to do that now. But line 4, we be tamid, ner, tamid, torat el, taklit. Okay. So below that is the hey again. Once again, introducing the letter H, as it were, the hey. So line 5 would be ha Shabbat, ha kadosh, ha shalom, ha sharet, and hu. Line 6 would be Elohim, Eloheinu, Elohechem. Line 7, ha Torah, Haya, notain ha Torah. Okay. Line 8, be atah. Now, atah means you. I'll say that. Atah means you. As if you're talking to a male. Okay, Hebrew is gender specific. Excuse me. If I was talking to a female, it would be at. So it's atah. So line 8 is atah. Baruch atah. Baruch atah means blessed are you. Baruch atah Adonai. Okay. That Baruch atah Adonai is the beginning of every single Hebrew blessing. Okay. So if you can read that, which now you can, then you can read the first part of every single Hebrew blessing that ever has and ever will exist. Okay. Line 9, Baruch atah Adonai, and then Eloheinu melech haolam. Eloheinu melech haolam is the second part of every single Hebrew blessing that you will ever read. Okay? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Now that you can read that, you can read the first 2/3 of every single Hebrew blessing that you will ever come across. Okay, let's do 9 again. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Okay. All right. So our final page for tonight, before we go on to something I want to try for you, is going to be review and expansion. So 6. Okay. And we are going to be reviewing all these letters and so forth you see in the box there. So with that, we're going to start on line 1 with the Dalet. Kadosh. Okay. And line 2, Kiddush, Kaddish, Kodesh, Dodi, Dodi, and Dibur. Okay. Line 3, Hadar, Hadrat, Kodesh, Adon, Olam. Now, so look at that last 2 words, Adon Olam. Is be like it's like saying master of the universe, okay, or Lord of the universe. Adon means Lord, literally. Okay, Adon Olam. Line 4, Limadta, Zedek, Zadik. So the last word on line 4, when you're talking about a righteous person, a righteous man, Zadik. Okay. Line 5 for the Kuf, Kadosh. Let's see. Here we go. Line 6 is Kodesh, Kiddush, Kadosh, Kadsho. Sorry, threw me off for a second. Kadsho. Okay. And then below that we had Kadcheka, Kadcheka, Kidshanu, Kidashta, Mekadesh. Okay. Let's go over line 6 again. Those are kind of tough ones, actually. Kodesh, Kiddush, Kadosh, Kadosho, Kadcheka, Kidshanu, Kidashta, Mekadesh. Okay. So we have line 7, Kol Adonai Behadar. Okay. Line 8 would be Likrat, and then Likrat Shabbat. Line 9 would be Makor, and then Mekor HaBaracha. Line 10 for the Zadi would be Zetechem. 11 would be Mitzrayim. That word Mitzrayim is Egypt. Okay. And then we have Yetziat Mitzrayim, who brought us out of Egypt. Yetziat Mitzrayim. Line 12 would be Hamotzi. And the word after that is matzah, like the bread that we eat during Pesach, matzah. So line 13 would be Zedek, Zadik, Zedikim, Zedacha. Okay, like charity, Zedacha. Line 14 would be Zion, like Zion. By the way, you see how a Zadi very often is transliterated with a Z. So Zion, it's Zion. And then Ratzon, Retze, and then the last word is Zitzit, like the tassels that we wear, the Zitzit tassels. Okay. Excelente. Everybody okay? Everybody doing okay? That's the end of the lesson. I'd like in the few minutes we have remaining here to try something with you to see if we can do an exercise. We haven't learned all the different letters yet, but I think that you'll get most of this, by far most of this. I want you to turn in your Siddur. Now, I don't have the women's page number. If some of you ladies know, you can put it in there. But I want you to turn in your Siddur to page 618 to the Havdalah blessings, the Havdalah after Shabbat and festivals. Ladies, I don't know what page that's on in the women's Siddur, but it's usually in the table of contents. It should come up after, let's see. It should come after, where's Havdalah in the table of contents? Where'd it go? Oh, it should be after Kiddush Levana or the Ma'ariv for Shabbat, somewhere around there. 603 in the women's. Okay, great. Thanks. Thank you so much. So 603 in the women's, or 606. I want the Hebrew side, the Hebrew page. Okay, so if you would please cover up the English side. Don't even look at the English. Don't even look at it. Cover it up. Don't look at the English at all. Just look at the Hebrew only. Please cover up the English side with a piece of paper or with your book or something like that, okay? Now, looking at the Hebrew side, there's a paragraph in Hebrew, okay? And if you look at the bolden text, the bold text of that paragraph, the word there, can you read it? Read that bold black letter, or black word rather. It reads as, that's right, hine, okay? Behold, hine. Now, I want you to, let's not look at the paragraph at the moment. Let's look first at the three blessings that we have below that paragraph. There's a phrase that says, at the departure of a festival begin here. We're going to skip that part and just look at the three blessings at the bottom, each blessing begins with a boldened word. And let's read that word, that first word. It's the same word in each blessing. So let's read that word. It is, go ahead and read it. That's right. It's the word Baruch. 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 So therefore, let's begin. Remember, cover up the English side. Don't cheat. Don't look at the English. Let's begin to read this blessing, this very first one, okay? This is for Havdalah. So my theory is that you can actually read the blessings of Havdalah without having to look at the English. So here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri. Now, this is the letter we haven't gotten to yet. This letter that you see, it's the letter Pei with a little dot in the middle. It makes a p sound. So it's peri. And then we haven't gotten to this letter either. The gimel, which looks like a kind of a boot, looks like a little boot, makes a G sound. And the Pei without the dot in the middle makes a f sound. So therefore we have, going back to this last phrase, borei peri ha gafin. Okay. Now, aside from the fact that we ran into a couple of letters we have not actually practiced yet, may have thrown you off a little bit, but how many of you could read that blessing? You read along with me, or you could read it yourself, or whatever. How many? Come on. Anybody? Anybody? So, yes, no, maybe so. Okay, great. Brenda could. Okay, great. Victory. We have victory. Great. All right, so let's look at the second one. All right. Let's look at the second one. See how far we can get. I'm doing this cold. I didn't look at this ahead of time, so I don't know, what we're going to run into. But my theory again is that you've come this far, and I want to demonstrate to you how far you've actually come in just 5 weeks. Okay, so let's look at the second blessing. Read along with me. Okay, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei mi ne. Now here's the letter we haven't come to. When you have a beit without the dot in the middle, it makes, instead of a b sound, it makes a v sound. And then the next letter is the sheen, but you'll notice the little dot, instead of on the right, it's on the left. So it makes, instead of a sh sound, it makes an s sound. It's threw a little wrench in the program, but let's look at that last phrase again. Borei mine ve sa mim. Okay, let's read that blessing again. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei mine vesamim. Okay. Now, let's look at the last blessing. Notice, by the way, that what is this? 6 words? The first 6 words of each blessing are identical. Okay. So let's look at the last blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei me orei ha esh. Look at that again. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei me orei ha esh. Now, what you've just read with these 3 blessings is, imagine you're sitting at Havdalah. The first blessing is a blessing over the wine. The second blessing is a blessing over the spices. And the third blessing is a blessing over the fire. Okay? You can now read each of those 3 blessings without having to look at the Hebrew, or excuse me, the English rather, okay? Or transliteration, okay? Now, let's look at the paragraph, the big scary paragraph, okay? You ready for this? How many of you know the song, right? Hine el Yeshua ti, right? Okay. Now, how would you like to be able to read along or sing along with this song without looking at transliteration? Well, you've come to the right place. But wait, there's more. So let's look at this paragraph and let's just read through it. You want to? You want to? Let's do it. Okay. And we may come across a letter that we haven't, we're not familiar with yet, but that's all right. Got to learn sometime. So here we go. The big paragraph, the big scary paragraph. Okay, here we go. Hine el Yeshua ti ev tach. Now, here's a letter we have not yet come. I talk like a Texan. Here's a letter we hadn't come up to yet. Sorry, not everybody's from Texas, and therefore you don't have any idea what I'm talking about. This is a letter we have not yet encountered, and that is the tate. Okay, the tate and the tav make the same sound. They're both a T sound. Okay, so this word is ev tach. Okay. The hate there. We've covered that, haven't we? Have we covered the hate yet? Looks like a hey, but it's all enclosed. I think we've covered that. Maybe we haven't. But anyway, it's the makes a sound, right? So ev tach. Okay. Thanks, John. Georgia boy understood me. Very good. So it's a southern thing. So let's go back from the beginning. Okay. So I got a little had to do some explanation there. So Hine el Yeshuati evtach velo ef chad. Okay. Ki azi. Now, we haven't studied the zayin yet. That's that second letter of after the key. So, by the way, when you have a Kaph with a dot in the middle, instead of making a sound, it makes just a k sound, just a hard K. I know. So the zayin makes a Z sound. This is a straight Z, not the ts, but the straight Z. Looks a little bit like a vav, but it has the little kind of like a small T symbol at the top. So anyway, let's start with a comma again. Ki azi vezimrat ya Adonai, comma, vahi li Yeshua. There's the name Yeshua, in case you're wondering. Okay. Without the hey would be a masculine name. But anyway, li Yeshua. Ush avtim mayim be sa son. Remember the sheen, when you move the dot over, instead of a sh, it makes a s sound. So be sa son, comma. Mi ma'ane ha Yeshua. Okay. La Adonai ha Yeshua. Al amecha vir ka teka. Selah. So the word Selah is right there. Okay. Selah. Then we have Adonai Zevaot Imanu Misgav Lanu Elohei Yaakov Selah. Adonai Zevaot Ashrei Adam. Here's an interesting word. Bo te ach. Boteach. Bach. Bach, like this, like the conductor. Bach. Composer, I should say. Adonai Hoshia. Hamelech Ya'anenu. Bayom Kareinu. We're almost done. La Yehudim Hata Ora Vesimcha Vesason Vikar Ken Tiye Lanu. Last sentence. I know you might be thinking to yourself, wow, this is hard. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna put this in music in just a minute, and you're gonna be amazed at how much you know. Okay. Last sentence. Kos Yeshuot Esa. Uvshem Adonai Echra. Now listen, that's tough business right there, what I just went through with you. But I wanted you to see that you actually have the capability to work through something. I wanted to give you a little bit of confidence and be able to do that, okay? Now, for the last few minutes we have, I'm going to play this song for you. It's a familiar song. And as you listen to this song, this is I'm going to play the first part of this song, which is this paragraph. I want you to read along with the paragraph and listen to the song, okay? Because when Havdalah comes up this week, so now you got something to do at Erev, and now you got something to do at Havdalah time. Now when Havdalah comes on, you can play the song, but try to read the words. You can do it. This is tough, right? But that's okay. Got to start somewhere. All right. So here we go. Here's the song, and you see if you can read along, and then this will take us to the end of our class.
Adonai Tzevaot Asher Adon B'Tzevaot Adonai Hoshia Melech Yaneinu V'Yom Kareinu LaYehudim Ha'ata Ora V'Simcha V'Sason V'Yikar Antiyamanu Quotes Yeshua Esau B'Shem Adonai Echra.
Now hold on a second. Look how you can read the blessing now. Let's just continue. Look at the blessings now. Come on, you can do it. Read along. Come on, read along.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen.
Let's do the next one. Come on, check it out.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei besamim borei minei besamim.
Last one.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei borei ha'eretz
Amen. Amen. Very good. There is another blessing of Havdalah, the final blessing, but I'm not going to go through that right now with you because your head will probably explode. But listen, look, exciting stuff, right? Not exactly the easiest thing on the planet, but I didn't intend for it to be. I wanted you to see that you could run the confidence course and that you could go through there and you can say, look, I could actually work my way through a blessing and something like Havdalah, which we say every single week. Now you can say these blessings, you can read them. Did the music help you? Did the music help you when you heard the music and going through it? Did it kind of help kind of grease the proverbial wheels, so to speak? Did anybody give me an amen on that? Right. Music always helps. Good. All right. Baruch HaShem. Well, that's the end of our class. Thank you so much for participating, being a part of it. Next week, we'll get into week 6, and we're going to continue doing what we do here. Y'all have come a long way. It's exciting to know how much you guys can already read. So thanks for being here. We will be back with you next week. Until then, have a great and amazing evening, and see you tomorrow morning for the Aliyah.